Welcome to the Archangel Michael's chat. Now, this is Maxwell. You can't see him yet. We'll put some light on the subject. Oh, and we have here, Maxwell, the cat. What do you reckon, boy? Got something to say, no? No, Maxwell's just like a rug. Rug this cat. But he can get quite vicious, can't you? Yes. And he's very strong for a cat. Okay, off you go. Well, that was Maxwell the cat, and I hope I find you well. We'll get into the Lord's Prayer in a minute, and we'll see how we go through my content and what I've got for you today, or tonight, wherever you may be. But that's just the way it is. So, YouTube and Essential Laws. This is the new path of Sparta to release the connection words, words that have meaning, that make the true connection and expose the true demons with the true names. YouTube is now officially the world's biggest information platform, like a library for the whole world, for children and adults alike. So, why would they censor such words? These are words that make the true connection, words that are made up to make a true meaning, and they are there for a reason. To change the word that we use to describe these people is trying to stop demonizing them. So how will the children ever be allowed to learn? Now we'll check this chat, because I know Mr. YouTube likes playing games. Okay, so all. And then we're going to go into the community moderation. Participant anyone mode. Anyone can come. Oh, no slow mode on. Everything should be good. So, if no one comes to talk, well, we'll see. People are probably just getting up Sunday, going to their churches and their synagogues, whoever they must do on a Sunday. A day of rest. 7 days in the week. 1 day was given for rest. The other 6 were for working. And 1 day of reflection. So, that's how you have it. In the big mix. So we'll get into the Lord's Prayer. So I don't expect many people to be here tonight. Not at all. So what I'm going to do first, and I'll have problems cutting out. So, still wondering whether this is the guy? We will find out soon enough. I've been telling the truth all along. So I hope I don't get any trolls like I did last time. I remember those 2 trolls. Getting sick of these guys. They get more promotion, they got more backing, more access, and more availability on YouTube than anyone else does. Trolls. And YouTube knows this. They promote it. And yes, good content creators, you know, like Valkyrie 40K, who shows you how to use the weapon correctly, who shows you what the weapon does, even when it fires. But when YouTube takes off all the wars, all the criminal footage that they have, all the unalivings, and everything they have on this channel off, then they should be able to censor such a person that's just shooting a few targets and maybe a few watermelons. Strange that. And then have arguments I have with other content creators about the issue of the board of directors of YouTube and how they're trying to make it better. Well, all I can say is I'm feeling like that one is part of the mix more and more each day. Corrupted by the vision of money. Money is not the root of all evil. It is the root to all evil. There's a difference. Money can be used wisely, correctly, for the right things in this world, because that's how we fashioned it. But it is still an evil design. So we'll put a bit of God in the day. We'll give you the Lord's Prayer. Simple as that. Hello, you're right in time for the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, and those that trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but to deliver us from evil. Hail Mary, full of grace. Amen. Well, I won't be on long tonight. Simple as that. As we sit here, a little bit ill in the belly. I don't know what that's about, but you get that. And now my disclaimer, because I don't put anyone else's content up other than talk about them. And that's just too bad for them. This channel's contents, including but not limited to text images and videos, are the property of the Archangel Michael and are protected under the Copyright Act. Reproduction or distribution or any part of this copyrighted content without my permission is prohibited. And that is it. Unless I sign some sort of deal, they can't touch my content. Now I will show you something very funny. So you'll learn what angels are all about. All about. People think they know. Well, obviously they don't, or they'll realize they have one right here. Oh, hello, Margie Smith. How are you going? I hope I find you well. I hope you are safe. And God bless you for coming to my chat. I did do the Lord's Prayer just before. So now I'm going to tell you about some angels. I'll tell you something about this 7 days. The great, well, it was 6 actually, because on the 7th day he rested. So that's 6 days of work, 1 day of reflection. Thank God I'm feeling better today, but I've been down for the last week. And I've had a lot of severe medical issues I've had to do with my lungs, yes, and the heat. Well, Margie, did you used to be a smoker? Because that's what I used to do. And that's really ruined my life. The smoking, the short breath. And the short breath came on because I had that COVID injection. So all these underlying ailments that I had because of my life, well, came out when that COVID injection hit me. I had a lot of side effects from that injection. I didn't even get the COVID. I got all the side effects. I had COVID, naturally. But, so you must be careful, especially when your lungs. That's the one that makes you breathe. Without them, well, you'll be hooked up to an oxygen tank or some sort of machine. And that's no life at all. Not in the sense of things. Strange that, but you keep strong. You keep getting better. And God bless you. And I bless you. And we pray for you, Margie. Remember that. You're part of the family, and everyone knows your name. And we worry. Why was I born with cystic fibrosis at birth? I'm 60 now. Age of my lungs, severe asthma, emphysema, had a low left lung, had a lot of smoke coming over from Canada. Yeah, well. But that's the thing. You were born with that ailment, but you're still 60. So, gotten a pretty good long way. 10 years more than me at the moment. You need to go a lot more. You want to go a lot more. We all do that. So you just have to keep on top of it as best you can. One day, hopefully, well, I hope it's soon. I hope it's tomorrow. We have the technology to fix such things. I kind of think we do, but they just don't release it to the common folk like us. As they've always said for many a year, it seems funny that, some of these celebrities have had the same cancer as my partner, yet they seem to always regress and go on another 25 years, right? And she had only 2, and that one's a death sentence, so I don't know how they're doing it. Strange, that. Strange indeed. God will guide you every day. That's the thing. He will guide. He would like to take the affliction away, but this doesn't quite work that way. If he did that there, well, he could just end his game with the devil, couldn't he? With the click of his fingers. Unfortunately, the rules have to work through us. He gives us the light, so we've got the strength to find our way to either get better or through any storm that we may be suffering in life. That's the way it is. But when God has a real storm, well, he usually gets 7 angels, one of 7 angels, to come down and deal with this. And I'd like to tell you them. And then I'll tell you a verse from Revelations. And it should make sense about how God deals with things. One way he could be very kind. Another way he could be that punishing that he puts a man, his family, a bunch of animals on a boat, and then he destroys the rest of the planet by a flood. That's God. I am survived 20 years of uterus cancer. Oh, Margie, you sound like you've had it all, girl. I feel sorry for you. Is it anything that, genetically runs in the family, as your family suffer from this long line of it, or have you just been the unlucky one to get struck with everything? No, that's terrible. God, He gave us the ability to be like Him. So the healing factor is in humanity. We have the ability to cure such things. We just haven't probably reached that level, or they're not releasing it. It just seems funny. A lot of people are suffering in the world, but when these rich get it, they don't suffer as much. That's all I'm saying. It just seems very, very sus. But as time goes on, well, we're both old. I keep saying as time goes on in the future, well, how much future do we really have? Because there's no guarantee that anyone wakes up tomorrow. Only God can guarantee that. That's why I like to say, when you go to sleep, there's a 50-50 chance that you're never going to wake up. Because you don't know either way. Only God knows that. But yes, we've been built in His image. We have the ability to, make the cures. Simple as that. Instead of putting all this money into research for war and splitting tiny little atoms that have nothing to do with the daily life of humanity, and spend so much trillions on that, they put all that into the world. Well, Margie, you probably wouldn't suffer what you're suffering from. The technology would be so high. We can make nuclear bombs. Well, we can do great things. If we can destroy the world, well, we sure as hell have got the power to heal it. Because I know how militaries work. They would not build a device unless they've already worked out how you can counteract that device. With a nuclear bomb, what do? You build an underground bunker. Well, we'll design a bomb that goes through the bunker. Well, then we'll design the bunker a different way. Upgrades, upgrades, and upgrades. All for what? An imaginary war, the day that they want, well, they know it's coming. The biggest doomsday preppers of the world are your governments. God bless me every day. Yes, God bless you every day. No, it only takes humanity 30 seconds a day to pray to God. That's all it takes. He's worth it. He's worth a whole minute. He's worth a lot more. But when things go right, He sends these 7. Also, He sends these 7 when things go wrong. More times often than not. This is the hand of God. The real God, who is quick to punish, quicker than He will forgive. The 7 angels. Only one chief angel, only one archangel ever named. You might find all these other books that claim there's 7 archangels, or this archangel, that archangel, but they're not. There's only one. And he is called the archangel because that means he is the chief of all the angels. There is a hierarchy, and we have to follow rules. So even though some of them are the bad guys, in the end, if I give them an order, they have to follow it. To an extent. It's a bit of a game. They can't just direct attack each other. They can attack the humans. They can come through you, work through you every day of the week. That's their plan. And our plan is to stop that. So, he sends 7 angels. Archangel Michael, the protector of all life, right down to the microbes, right down to the enemy, right down to the demons, right down to everything that contains any semblance of life. I just put all my faith in the Lord every day. Yes, we have to. But you also have to put your faith in yourself. Because when you put your faith in yourself, that's how the Lord works. You can ask Him, we know He's in here. As soon as you put Him in here, in your heart, in the vessel. You open up the two temples. The only temple that you should be going in is your mind. Your own mind, where you make a personal relationship with God. Once you got him in the mind, you close those temples up, keep him in there, keep Jesus in your heart, your vessel, and away you go. God's with you everywhere. And all Jesus ever said in that book, if you really want to get down with God, you don't have to be anywhere like where we are now. I'm on a hill, and this is the Lord's Prayer, and that's it. So you can really take that part out of the book and just put the rest aside for now, because that's the part that will do you good. Because at the moment, that book's very controversial. Any version that we have, any version that we know, any version that we've been given, anything that we've been learnt, all your synagogues and all your churches, they're all following the Constantine rule of the Bible. Constantine, Emperor Constantine of the Roman Empire, in Constantinople, decreed what is to be put in the Bible, how it was to be written, how it was to be said, what dates were supposed to be what. So it come from a man. So anything in there that you might think that's the way Jesus wanted it, well, it's not. The Jews have got their own deal in that book. You can't change that one. The New Testament is, well, everyone else has to have their deal through Jesus. And when the Jews work out because they've wronged God, he's going to deal with them personally. Until they accept Jesus in their heart, well, he might never forgive them because it's coming. And he doesn't deal with, we don't deal with the Jews. We might do something to bring something a bit on, to make them think, but they'll kill us nonetheless. No, we're not allowed to. That's God's people. Hello, King Lee. How are you going? Grand Rising. I'll to tell you about the 7 angels. Well, there's one archangel. Archangel Michael, the chief, the protector. Then, of course, you have Raphael. He's healing and compassion. Then you have Gabriel. She's a messenger. Each angel can take the form of a man or a woman. It's what we choose. Just be mindful of that. And Gabriel, well, is a woman. A Chinese woman. So what's about that? Now, Uriel, well, light of God. So that's your 4th angel. Then you got Zadkiel, angel of mercy. Well, that's the one. If you want mercy, if Diddy wants mercy when he's gonna get for 20 years, you better start praying to that one, Zadkiel. Right? Then you got Jophiel. He's the beauty of God. Almost looks like a young boy man, very beautiful. No? And he reminds you of the beauty of God. And then you got Samuel, spelled with a CH. So be pronounced Samuel. He's the one that sees God. See, he sees God. He can see the God in everything. That means if he doesn't see the God in you, well, you're obviously evil. And these 7 angels, they can do all these great things for humanity, and often they are. But now I tell you what also God does with the angels. What he is forced to do is sometimes teach a lesson, both to humanity and the demons and Satan himself. Revelation 15, verse 6. And 7 angels came out of the temple, having 7 plagues. And that's all I'll say about that. So, angels can do far worse than any demons ever could possibly dream of. And like I said, do people understand that death must be in the hands of God? Because if death was not in the hands of God, to keep the status quo, there are certain people dying, certain people living. If the devil and the hell and the demons were in control of death, you would all be unalive already. Does that make any sense to you? That's what this whole game is. The control, the game over death itself. The death of all life. And if Satan can control that, he would have already won the game. So God is in control. And when he needs to punish out a lot of death, a lot of punishment in one go, he sends his angels, one of the 7. This time it is me. And that's just the way it rolls. Sometimes I don't think we've ever come as the wings, unless we've done good things. When we come to do the punishing, we never come like that. If you read it correctly, if you understand it correctly, that's just the way that is. So, we can do punishing as well as blessing. And if you read that book correctly, well, we've done more punishing than we've ever done blessing. We've done little blessings, but those little blessings have become the greatest things. A truly intelligent person is one who can pretend to be a fool in front of a fool who pretends to be intelligent. The most intelligent person or people quickly realizes limitations of their intellect. It is not the strongest of a species that survive. It's not this bullshit that we get told, survival of the fittest. Wrong. Nor the most intelligent. So even if you're very smart, you still won't survive. Might be a slim possibility. But those that respond to change and are most willing to change, those are the survivors. So if we shut the power off, all your fitness, all your fucking knowledge, what is that going to do you? Can you survive off the grid like I can? Can you just leave all this, take off your clothes and go out into the bush and survive like I can? I don't think humanity can do this. Not many of us can. So remember that. So when the world goes tits up because the power gets shut off, where does that leave everyone? Especially if they decide to make it a moneyless society, a cashless society. And you just go to credit, which everyone uses nowadays. So efficient, so easy. We look at someone with cash nowadays, oh, you're an idiot. Oh, yeah. Well, I see. Plus, they want to get all your kids' pocket money and they want to tax that. All those bloody, garage sales, all those lawnmower jobs you got for grandma, they want to tax that. They want that. That's tax money that they're not getting hold of. That's why they want to lock away your money, put it as a little digit. And then when they shut the power off, you're fucked. Literally. I give it about 78 hours. Power off the whole worldwide 78 hours. Oh, she'll be going very tits up by then. Lose all communication, because all communication is done online nowadays, like through here. Got to have these thinking, we got to have some other form. Shut that power off, we're gone. I am not the book smart. I'm a common sense. That's it. Common sense. Common sense gets you through. But you have to also be adapted, Margie. And you, by the sounds of it, been adapting all your life with the problems that you've been having. So you're a survivor. Whether you like to think that you've been struggling or not, you survived. You've adapted to the change of having those problems, of having that cancer in the ovaries, of having what you're suffering from now. You're adapting to that change. So you're a survivor. You're one of the species that goes on. So don't ever think those things happen inside you. It makes you genetically wrong, because no. This means they were stacked up the wrong way a little bit. That's all it is. You still got the same ones we got. They're just keyed up a bit different. It's the same with Kelly. She was only 37 when she passed from the cancer. Very young. We still never found out whether it was genetic in that family. So, the old people, the old women, they used to be able to look into your head as a child. They could see the time clocks in there. Some of them could even recalibrate them. But they see how much time this one's got, how long we can teach him, what we can teach him, how long he's going to survive to better the whole cause. And well, they did that with my father. They done that with me. They done that with my father. But after he's seen the murder that he'd seen out there, Astrophacy, a man, where his initiation was disturbed by 11 men on horseback. They killed 4 tribal men and a tribal woman and ripped them apart. He was an 11-year-old boy when he seen that. Going through it early because he'd been taught things that a little bit of an older person or even a man was taught. So they were slipping up. When he seen that, well, that knocked 15, 20 years off his life, off his clock. When I looked inside his head, they said, no, he can't finish the mission. So, plus he could witness the Kalgoorlie constable that led the posse that killed them. And plus some of the pastoralists, he could think of them too. So they got my father out of there. Well, I wouldn't be talking to you now because we'd be getting royalties and I'd be sitting back like this other mob. Brand new Commodore every fucking year. While sitting on your ass. Crazy. But that's how it is. That's how it is. That's the intelligence. See, even intelligent people can be wrong sometimes. So, even if you know that it's smart, if you think that it doesn't sound right, well, possibly it's not. But they're also smart enough, a real intelligent person, to know when they are wrong. And that's when you have someone that's wise. We only use how much we use of our brain. What, 12%? 15% at best? Well, imagine if we increase that. There's shows out that show that, with Morgan Freeman and that. One day where she increases the power of her brain. But, maybe that's supposed to be over time, through evolution. Because how I've been told the stories, what we're going through now should be happening in 3,000 years' time. We're not ready for what's coming. We're really not. And that's a fact. This humanity has brought it on. They brought it on. Now she's on. Now she's happening now. Instead of 3,000 years from now, I won't have to bloody worry about it until I get reborn again. Probably have to deal with it then. And I wouldn't even know about the now. I'll just know about the mission and other previous things I've done. So I probably would remember this life as well. I remember some strange things that I shouldn't be remembering. I know this body is only 50 years of age. I know I'm Michael Akbar. I know I've been raised like a regular human. But I also know I'm the Archangel Michael as well. Can't come down with those wings. There's the rules. Gotta be from the true man's hands. The scales are being tipped into man's hands. It's up to man to play all the fucking moves. Satan's down here, he can manipulate us. God's stuck up there, we got the rainbow he can't directly touch. So he's hoping that we have the faith in us and become pieces for him. Once we do that, he can start working then. There's nothing in the rule books that says he can't work through us. And that's what he's got to do. It's a game. There's levels, there's rules. Rules within rules, levels within levels. It's terrible. It's very hard to explain. Everyone's got their own perception. Some people are partially right. Some people are right on the track. Some people are nowhere at all. Some people don't care at all. They only care about that money. That's the thing too, money. Not the root of all evil, it's the root to evil. Enough of us here have no money. Most of the people, if you walked in the door right now with $1 million, said, we want you to do this and this, and you knew those things would be partially wrong, most people would accept that $1 million. In today's world where you need money to survive, most people would just grab that, whether they know it's wrong or not. And once they've done it, well, kind of like once you become that evil thing, you've got to keep playing it. Or forever will you say that you made the wrong decision. And people nowadays don't admit when they're wrong, when they've said something wrong. I've seen people defend tooth and nail, frothing at the mouth over a complete and utter lie. Like they believe it themselves, the lie, the hype. As Jagger would say, it is hype, told to hype. Put a bit of flash fare to it, go and hire some fucking fake gold chains, some fake money, because they got that fake money, you know, that money that they flash around, that's fake money. They go and hire that. You go and hire that, it's called fake money. Because you're not allowed to bloody show real money, because it's copyright. Even this old dollar bill, I can't go showing that unless you got a proper, no, that's what you're about. Otherwise, it's copyright. I can't show you an old bloody military bloody book, because that's copyright. You know? That money belongs to the government. We're not allowed to burn it, we're not allowed to destroy it, we're not allowed to rip it up, because it's not ours. The government owns that. Think that one. You think that. The government owns the money. So you can have $1,000 million in your pocket. It's still not really yours. You can spend it. You've got the right to hold it. But it belongs to the government. There's your faith in your almighty dollar. The all-seeing eye. On all of the money. No. We are here to add what we can to life to make it better. Not what we can take from life to make it worse. We make a living by what we get from work and what we work for. But we make a life by what we give. No? And that sets you up for the afterlife. So you might be giving all your life to this one. You might get fuck all in return. You know? And that's sorry to use the swear, but you might get nothing in return for all this effort. But you would have passed your way in the afterlife like you wouldn't imagine. And you'll be treated like a king or a queen. And that's a fact. Don't ever think you're going to be downtrodden all the way. Think, I'm dying. I've done everything. I had to help people and no one's ever backed me up. So that's not true. You've just paved your way straight to the top. Bang. Remember that. Everyone gets rewarded, even if it has to be in the afterlife. We all want it in the here and now, so we can poke it. See? Because I'm better than you. We all have a problem around the whole world of tall poppy syndrome. When one flower grows higher than the rest. Fucking all want to chop it down. Bring it down to our size. That's what's happening to the jag. It's only the people like us that know can see a bit better. She's got more people out there that believe her than that support her. Half them trolls believe her. They're just fucking the way they are because they can be a fucking idiot online. Plain and simple. It made it easy for them to be a troll. They censor all the good truths, all the good messages, all the good content creators. Silly things are getting censored now. Very silly, so we have to be very careful. They censor the silliest things. Yet they promote trolled activity channels, They promote all these ones that talk about arguing between man and woman. All these other shows, they chuck money at that, where you've got, all these bloody prostitutes on there, and the so-called good ones on the side. And then I know some of the good ones they get on the side, especially one, is just as bad as the prostitutes. But that's another story altogether. See, that's not a wake up to the reality of things. Some people think they're right with this red pill, blue pill shit, whichever team's supposed to be the winner. I just reckon because you got this red pill, blue pill, when you mix the argument up between the two, you get frustrated like the purple shit, and it's supposed to be a colour for fucking, because that's what red and bloody blue makes. Purple, that's a frustration for sexual frustration, which is what the world's going through right now. Right? It's also the same colour as the fentanyl tablets, which is the world's going through in a half reality and a half fucking make-believe. They don't all the same time, right? There's your fentanyl. There's your purple tablet, right? I would say, that'll experience you the best of both worlds. But no, I thought of it another way. That's two factions deliberately designed in this new way of thinking of this matrix. Because that's how you get to these young ones. You've got to get through them, the movies, the video games. That's what they understand. The biggest platforms and the biggest sellers in the world are video games. You know what I'm saying? Video games. Video games. Terrible. And they play games here on YouTube. Video games. More money to be made in them. Billions of dollars worldwide. Online. Every day. All day. And like this Roblox. That's online. Shit, they pull in more money through Roblox than almost YouTube altogether. How about that? Yet more overage men play that than anyone else in the world. What's that tell you about this planet? No. Things are strange. I use cash. I don't use my debit card. Yes, well, I know. But obviously something's going on because she's all dropped off. Must be someone on live or somebody's busy. Hopefully everything's all right over there in America. And again, I might be a bit frightening with the way I talk. What I talk about. That's just me. That's just the way I am. I'm straight out with the truth. That's the truth. It's like the truth about this one. Eventually I'll be dealing with this one. Oh yeah. When I deal with him, everything that I've been doing online, all this YouTube, people will be racing to see it. I will go so viral, and then you'll realize, oh shit, I've been talking to the Archangel Michael all along. Some already do. And I'll support them to the very end. Those that do. I'm not going to name them. Why should I name them? I know who they are. They know who they are. They've even said it live themselves. But if we go naming them, well, I might put them in the same band that everyone thinks of me. Some crazy man in a white mask. Really? Are you sure it's not AI? I do a lot of AI. Looks exactly the same. Are we getting the bigger picture? So that means that YouTube, well, anyone that wants to attack me, they can't tell it was me now, or whether it's my AI. And neither can the AI program that they've got for face recognition. How about that? The only reason they know is because the AI I use is YouTube's AI. It's all a game, people. I don't do this for nothing. I don't do this because I'm crazy. I do it for a little bit of a show, even the voice. Because this is not my real voice by a long shot. So we put a whole new tune on why I'm like this. And here it is. There you go. How you like that for a new tune? See? Entertainment. You all expected me to come out all holy and all no spiritual. Well, I am spiritual, very spiritual. But I'm strict to the point. I'm also a raiser, being raised in nature. I am the best of what has to happen. The only way we are ever going to get through this in every single part of our life is things that we've learnt from the old. Things that now are in the new. And on the spot, you have to fashion up something straight off the dome. This is the only way it is done. Now, if you could do it in a way that it can be recreated by someone else, especially off the top of the dome stuff, then, well, you've got a pathway where other people could follow and perhaps get through a similar issue. This is the only way. We can't do it all in the old way. It's like with the Old and New Testament. We can't do it in the Old Testament way because none of us go to heaven, only the Jews. We got to do it in the New Testament way. Well, in this battle, that's what it is. God's given us the free will to be able to control ourselves. Now, we can put some of the old book in it, put some of the new book in it. We're gonna have to fashion something up on the spot, and it better be goddamn good. But we're not gonna win, right? You think that one? We've got to take some of the old story of life back to my people, life itself, nature itself. Forget God, go back to nature. We've got to go further than God. We've got to go right back to nature, right? And what we got now, the new, how we believe that the way is through Jesus. That's the only way. That's the new way, see? See, those Jews could still get in the old way. So, and we still got good teachings in what that happened, especially with Moses. And all the stories back then. That's at the beginning of the story. So we're going to use some of that knowledge, some of the new knowledge of this New Testament, and what we have in the here and now in our lives, in what we do every day, because that's all part of Revelations, the last bit in the book. We live in it now, so we've got to think everything here and now is a part of what we can use and what can be used against us, including online. In fact, this is your wings. Without physically getting into a plane or without physically growing a set of wings, this is how we get our message all around the air. That's it. And that's how we will use it. But YouTube knows this. Not only YouTube, all the internet worldwide. When you are in mainstream media, you have to follow a certain set of rules to be allowed to on mainstream media. They've got a lot of censorship laws that we are not subject to here on YouTube or any other platform. Well, that's changing because we are getting messages out. The truth is getting out. And people are coming to these platforms to get the information, not from the mainstream media. So what are they going to do with that? They'll police us and censor us exactly like the media, mainstream media. So we'll be subject to that. And with this new law coming in America, with your face recognition and that, well, when that AI decides it wants to go, they say, oh, it went a bit haywire. But they won't tell everyone after until they've run it. And everyone's channel gets taken down because they don't believe that you're over 18. Because that's what the AI can do. That's what they're going to do. Not in America yet, but they're going to push it in. All these new laws come in on the 1st of bloody April this year. Oh, already started. The most stupidest, ridiculous laws you get. You can show someone firing a gun, but you can't show the bloody spray at the end of it. Right? Shooting at a watermelon. Right? You can't show that. You've got to black that out. You've got to censor that out. But yet they'll show the very next bloody short you watch, all these people getting mowed down in the current war that's going on. See a drone going over, dropping a bomb on someone, and seeing that person get disintegrated. Yet she's shooting a watermelon and she's got to censor the bloody bullet spray. That's how stupid it's going to be. Right? So that one's teaching you how to use the gun properly, professionally. She pulls it apart and everything. You got to look past it. She's got to know she shows a bit of a show. She's got a body. She's got a bit of tits. She always do that. She does it in a comedic way. Whether she's got any online stuff, other stuff, I don't know. I don't go, buddy, I do not idolize women like that. I do not, how should I put it, what is the word for it? No, that's it. Yeah, I don't, that's it. I don't look at women like that. You know someone and you like them, you don't go onto the bloody find out whether there's any naked pictures of them online. That's objectifying. That's the word I was looking for. I don't objectify women. I don't like that. I think it's the wrong thing, myself personally. I might have a look at a nice woman I like, but it's up to her if she wants me to show her with no clothes on. I don't want to go behind her back. That's ridiculous. Yes, I've looked at porn. Everyone has. Everyone's seen it. But it doesn't have the effect on me that it does most. No. And I like to keep the secret anyway. I don't want to know. I like to find out myself. Nowadays you go online, you get with someone that you know online, or you person down the road, you go on their bloody YouTube, you go on their bloody Facebook, you fucking Skyping and see what they're all about. See, that's why I don't have any of that. Simple as that. I have got YouTube. I got a TikTok account, which I can make money on that straight away. I've been able to do it for a long time. I just don't put any effort into that one. I don't like that. Everyone wants to bloody play suckface. Oh, when they see all these people that do it, and then you find out what? They're all bloody scammers. And none of the people that are on there are bloody actually what they're saying they are. They're all in bloody Nigeria trying to scam you. That's crazy, that one. I don't like that site. It's a meat market, and always have been. The way they make money is with little kids' games, and I think I'm a bit beyond that. I'm sorry, but I am. This is that simple. I used to go on live there all the time. I stopped that and started to concentrate on my YouTube channel. This gets a bigger message out. This gets a better message out. It's still run by bad guys. But YouTube is where all of us have met. So it can't be that bad. The platform itself is not bad. The people that run it and police it and censor it, they're the bad guys. We have to deal with them. We have to make them either, shift aside or follow the rules themselves or have some compassion and join the good side for a change. Sick of this. I hear it all the time, all different content creators. We're having trouble. YouTube censoring us. I was off for a week. People that have nothing to do with our family, other content creators I watch. And then when I go talk to my sister about it, she rips me a new one. Oh, the directors are trying to fix, so I don't know. No? I don't know. Don't know with her. There's a lot, there's some things I don't think she's told me. I've kind of figured out myself, so. But that's the way it is. It's the way it is. I mean, she's been viral for 6 years? She's got like 7 million subscribers all over all of her content. 1.6 on bloody YouTube, I think. Used to be 1.7. No, and if they chuck her off, which they have, she has the ability to come straight back on and be very strong and have that million subscribers straight back up very quickly again. That's how it works. So she knows the stuff. But some of the times I don't know. I don't think she's hooked into them. I think it's just money orientated. Because the money she makes from it so good, that's how it's worked for her. You know what I mean? So sometimes she helps me well. Sometimes she says, I don't want to know anything what you're doing on YouTube, Michael. You made me angry. Go away. Okay. Okay. And then they'll come back and they'll know what I'm saying is true. No, money. That's one of her biggest drives, money. If I can get her to take that out of her head, she'd barely help us a hell of a lot more. But that's what drives a lot of people. Money. Money drives people. Money doesn't make the world go around. The world revolves on its own bloody axis and its own gravity, and its own time around the sun. Money just makes sure nowadays that you stay on this world is a hell of a lot better. Like you, Margie, with your bloody having all those ailments. Like I said, if money was, if you had a lot of money, I guarantee you probably wouldn't be suffering from half of them. Out of, oh, look, we got this ear tablet, that fixed it up. Almost like that, I think. I really do. Now, more so now that I went through that with Kelly with the cancer, seeing how that industry works. Now, the Cancer Foundation worldwide is the biggest company or organization that money is donated to. Yes, they do great research. Yes, they do help a lot. But out of all that money that they get given, they're only ever compelled to use 15% in the cure of cancer. The other 85% goes straight into their pockets. You reverse that policy in the government, and they don't get taxed either. Now, if you are, well, in America, you've obviously got to have insurance to even go to the hospital. It's kind of crazy. But that's how you've got the policy. Our country over here, well, we've got enough wealth with oil. We've actually got enough money to run the whole of America. That's how much money we've got over here in Australia. But we only got 27, 28 million people max. So we've got a health service. You have to wait, but you don't have to pay nothing. You don't have to be insured. You just have to wait. You go get insured, you go to the private hospitals. That's what we call private. We've got a system over here where we've got the private and you've got the public, and the public is fully funded by the government to an extent. Certain medications they won't sub money for through our Medicare system. So they're trying to scam that off us too. So the government is just a business that's trying to keep scamming the people. And if they go moneyless, well, we're screwed. We're screwed completely. But that's why we run the country down here like that. That's how we run it. Well, it could be run like that. How simple is that? This is change the systems. Crazy. But yeah, insurance. The biggest insurance dealers in the whole world are your churches and your synagogues. They deal in the insurance of God. They use His name to insure shit. Not only through the churches and through the faith, by getting you to fill the plate and donate. Threaten that if you don't, you're going to go to hell. Right? They literally own companies. Insurance companies worldwide. They say, well, you should use my insurance company. It's the Vatican Insurance Company, actually. We don't call it that. It's under this name. But it's our company nonetheless. And we're blessed that by God. So if you don't use our insurance company, do you think God's going to insurance your business? And so they go then. And how they select the Pope? Well, he's the one that sold the most insurance on the side for the church. He's the one that knows how to pull in the most money. And you have Leo the Lion. You notice he's got the red sash on. That Pope uniform he's wearing. All the other popes were wearing white. This one comes in, he wears, I'm going back to the old school. Oh, the old school. What? The Inquisition. You work out what's going on. That last Pope election was the most fanfare-rich event I've ever seen, just for men. To vote on a man making out he's closest to God through a false religion, a false written religion by Constantine, the Emperor of Rome, who only 600 years ago. Nothing in what that church does is what Jesus wanted. That church even had a time where there was 4 popes at a time. They had a great meeting with all the churches. No, they even made a movie, had a murder mystery in it with bloody Sean Connery, called In the Name of the Rose. When they were voting about Jesus having a purse, no, the popes said, no, it's not about whether Jesus had a purse. It's about whether the church should have a purse. And they voted yes. So, Jesus did not say give money. Give what you can. Not the fucking purse to keep them in embroidery, the top cashmere, best quality clothes. Why? Why they gotta have all that best quality stuff, like the Templars of old? Why they gotta have all that to be able to pray to God? When does Jesus say that's the way? When did Jesus say that's how we are supposed to be praying to God? And they run those churches through the New Testament, through Jesus. Right? When? Jesus said, this is how you pray to God. That's it. That's the only thing he says in that book, how to do things. That ceremony bullshit you got where he's drinking the chalice and ordered with the 7 blokes at the end with the fucking giving the bread. No. I would not follow a Constantine Roman instituted orgy fucking ceremony of Saturn, which is Satan in another name, or by Jupiter. Really? Because that's what it is. You do not drink no one's blood. You don't eat anyone's flesh. That's cannibalism. In the fucking natural world and in the laws of the land that we have in our bloody judge and jury places, in our courts. You can't eat people, yet you got a church there that says this is the body of your Christ, your Savior. You eat him, it's all his fucking magic. Like a black magician steals magic to become a black magician. This is his blood. That is cannibalism. You do not get your Savior, the one that saved you. Basically, he's going to show you a picture of him being crucified, and then they're going to feed you his fucking blood, and he's like, what? That's not a bloody, Celtic ceremony. Oh, I don't know what you're believing in. Seriously. Just your own mind tells you that's cannibalism. Why would this be the church of God, church of Jesus, if Jesus promotes us eating him? That's cannibalism. It says in that book, thou shalt not take the partation of flesh. No, can't be eaten, humans. Says it in the Bible. So why would at the end there would we start eating Jesus, our Savior? As a ceremonial fashion. He never said that bullshit. That's installed. That's straight out of Constantine's fucking mind. And not out of any bloody scroll or any bloody thing. Because it was put in the way and made it a book of sanctity, like I keep telling you, this world is a dreaming world. If enough people put a thought into it, it will become a reality. By enough people putting thoughts in the way he's written that book, it's becoming a reality that way. And we're now playing that way. You just can't understand the concept that mankind could literally change that book right now and change our destiny. As long as we keep God on the top. But you can't work that one out. That's too hard. You're going to be fucking putting your faith in that magic feather. That bullshit book written by a bloody Roman emperor. That's why at the end, you got that Constantine movie. He even put himself in as he's going to come back as the fucking all-seeing hero. And he's going to come back as bloody Keanu Reeves. So it makes you wonder why they got him to play that bloody role. Yeah, that one. All these things are connected. That's the actual truth of the matter. That's the truth. All your Bibles, you go and have a look at your Bible. You want me to show you God in that Bible? Go and look at the front or the back. We'll have the printing company in there. That's your God. All right? Simple as that. Nowhere those books are free. You have to pay for a Bible. That word should be free. That free word of God. No, you've got to pay for that. Can't get them free. You work that one out. Printing companies on that. And how do we know that story? Like I said, a story can be anything. You believe half what you read, half what you see, and half what you hear. Because everything can be bullshit and made to be an illusion. Everything can be made to be a show. Everything can be made to sound good. The only reason why that Bible is good is because rich being like they are, guys, they like to pay people to do things and don't do nothing themselves. I'm the one to come up with the idea. I'll take all the blame and fortune. But I got those scribes, those men of God that were scribes and translators, to actually write it. And that's when God got into those men. Not all of them, some of them. And he got his message in there good. And that's why it can be used for good. But, well, it was used the Latin version to bring it any strength. Every time you see one of those seances or those trying to get rid of possessions, they always use the Latin version. Latin. It's like your court laws. The laws of court. Technically, you should be able to walk into there and speak complete Latin, and it'll be applicable in that court. All your courting systems, well, here we go. Your first courting system in the modern way we do things now. Well, guess where they come from? The Roman Empire. How about that? Your system of senates and governments. They come from the Roman Empire. How about that? Oh, the book of the Bible. The current way it is in every single church around the world, except the hidden ones that are older. Well, look there. Part of the Roman Empire. How about that? The same ones that nailed him to the cross. The same ones that put in their book, oh, St. Peter, he thought himself unworthy of God. Please hang me upside down. Bullshit. Come on, guys. Really. Roman Empire designed all that. The Roman Emperor designed everything you see in that book and how it's fashioned. Partially it's true. Mostly it's his imagination. And that's just that. People are going to say, oh, he's turning away from the good book. No, I'm not turning away from the good book. I'm educating you on what that book actually is. Because it wasn't written as a good book for us. It was written as a good book for the rich to sucker us in. Give you a story that when you start reading it, unless you're really dedicated, you'll fall asleep reading it. Said in such a way, it makes it difficult to read. One thing contradicts another in that book. So how can you put a faith in a book when you've got all these different things contradicting each other? Come on, guys. That's why you change two words. Take out the I's and put in A's. It's now a battle. How about that? So it's full of shit. Like most stories, a fisherman's tale. Everything in that book can be explained by the power of Mother Nature too, And that's a mother, not the Lord God, who is the Father. I keep telling people, if God is only a concept of the human mind, well, Then what are you going to do? No? Then how are you going to be? If it's only a concept of the human mind. Enough human minds get wiped out the thought of God, which is one way of killing God off completely. You get enough people not believing in Jesus and that no more, 3 generations down the track, they won't even have a concept of a God. And you would have killed your God off, and your Jesus, and your devil too. And man will be in control. Totally. He knows he can do that. That's why there's evil men out there that can do that. Like Trump. He's an evil man, but he's not signed up with the devil yet. The devil wants him though. He's probably met him once or twice. He said, no, I know your game. I got the royalty of King George in me, and one day I can be president. How about that? Keep this country nice and legal under rule of sale. Well, been on an hour, 11 minutes. People dropping in and out. I know they've got the Sunday. I know they've got busy things. I pray, Margie, that you get better. If you come back and see the rest of this, if you're not still there. I thank Auntie Lee. And who else coming? I know someone else did. I don't know, just them two talking. Whoever comes, whoever come, have a look. You go into it earlier in the chat. At the beginning, I do the Lord's Prayer. You might not agree with everything I say. You don't have to. It is your own prerogative. But what I say is true and honest, and I have no fault in it. I am leading you into no path other than the good path, bringing you back to the light, trying to pull off the wool off the eyes. I am a very direct content creator, but I'm also Archangel Michael, so I'm very direct indeed. I am angry a lot of the time, and I have an aggressive approach. Well, because as an angel, I didn't have to mess around. But as a man, you've got all these rules. People who needs love and all that kind of crap. Yeah, well, maybe I chose the wrong things. Maybe I should have said, just give me my wings, boss, and I'll go down and sort this mob clean out. He says, settle down, Michael. Settle down. You can't go in there and like I want you to do, boy, and sort them all out. You're my weapon. You've got to be used wisely. Because you can cut everyone's hand, including my own. So, take that one. This is the Archangel Michael, signing off for now. Pray I don't wake up tomorrow morning with a different type of mind. Well, as you know when I'm on the move. You start hearing this build up of bodies about 6 weeks after me going offline, and then you really know. But then I would have fallen in a place where I'll never get back out. But it's for God. God will always be in control of death. I will keep saying that. When it comes to death, when it comes to the death, he's going to be death, all right? But he's going to be God's man, and all hell's going to be chasing him. Simple as that. But we've got to keep it in our hands. If the devil gets hold of it, he'll unalive the lot. Death is not in the hands of the devil. If it was in the hands of them, he'd be all dead already. The game would be over. End game. Death has always been in God's hands. Not his responsibility to choose who goes. Sometimes he has to. It's a fucking system that's been put into place. So we don't have to bloody worry about thinking about it all the time. Everyone's got a calibration in their head what time they're going to go, and that's it. We all got a set clock. When it's your time to go, you go. You know, sometimes we gotta, like Margie, you gotta struggle, you gotta change, you gotta adapt to the things that you have. Like me, I gotta adapt my way. When I got given these things, I did it back then. I would have been fit as a fiddle to be able to do it back then, no worries. Now I got this bloody short breath, an old man, and gout knees. So the older I get, the harder it's gonna be for me to complete that task. And I will only keep coming back to the same point in life. no matter how much I try to run away. That's just life, see? Don't like that. No, but there's time. There's still time. I have to pace myself. I want to do it just as quick as everyone else. But we see. We see. The Archangel Michael signing off for now. Be safe and God bless.